Welcome, children, young and old, to a story of our past and of our future, if you can believe it. You see, every year we have traditions that we follow blindly without knowing why. Why do we celebrate Independence Day, Christmas, or Halloween? You may know why we celebrate those, you may not. But it's always good to follow tradition if you truly understand and believe in it. For me, Passover is one such tradition that many do not follow simply because they don't understand it. This is the story of Passover, and it is why I keep its tradition. It begins with a new king of Egypt who saw the Hebrew family, descendants of Joseph and before him of Abraham, as threats to their way of life. The king, or Pharaoh, enslaved these Hebrew people to subdue them. Then he decided to kill all newborn male babies of these people. Pretty harsh, but the pharaohs were a very stubborn lot. Then came with Moses, a baby saved by being sent down the river and found by the pharaoh's daughter. Now you would think that this was a terrible outcome, but the daughter raised the boy as her own. He becomes a prince of Egypt. Now Moses had no idea that he was a Hebrew boy until after he grows up and kills an Egyptian guard, running for his life from all the other Egyptians. In the wilderness, Moses marries, he becomes a shepherd, and he meets God in the form of a burning bush. God tells him he has been chosen to free the slaves in Egypt. Moses returns to the Pharaoh of Egypt and asks for the release of the Hebrew slaves. In stubbornness, the Pharaoh refuses. This sends down plague after plague on the Egyptian people. The 10th plague sent a spirit of death to every home not marked with the lamb's blood, which the Hebrew people were told to do, to mark their homes. And the spirit kills the firstborn of each home, including Pharaoh's own son. Thereafter the Pharaoh sent them away as he mourned his son. Now the Passover signifies all these events, but it is mostly significant for the 10th plague. God provided his people to be freed from bondage and to live for the Lord alone. Every year, we celebrate by reading the Exodus of the freedom God granted his people. We celebrate a new birth for the Spirit, and we take responsibility for ourselves and for others. Passover is a story of hope, of change, of promise, and of determination. God is determined to help us. We are determined to thank him. For 7 or 8 days, we celebrate with biblical stories of hope and with a diet of unleavened bread. There is no reason not to celebrate this if you trust God, since God is the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow. His salvation for us should always be celebrated well. For more insight, read the Exodus and read Leviticus to find out what happened next. Until then, have a happy Passover. Thanks for watching another episode of the Talking to the Mic Show. Please like, share, and leave a comment below if you enjoyed Storytime. Also, let me know what you do for Passover. Also, make sure to subscribe for more good stories or silly videos. Other inspirational videos like these two over here. Watch those while you wait for more. Now then, where do I find a nice lamb and some matzo bread in the United States? Honey?